Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I'm going to be playing Branded, and I'm going to be getting coached by John Wilkin, aka Karibo Overlord, and you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm John. For those who don't know me, I have been playing for around 8 years. I recently just got second place at YCS Vegas with Brandon. I've been on the channel before coaching Austin for GOAT format, but we're kind of switching over to current to promote my Metafy. The link to that will be in the description. I have, I think, the best prices on the market. I really want to keep it low for you guys because I understand that that's an issue with coaching. But yeah, this is just kind of to show you what a coaching experience kind of looks like and to go through the strategies, technical play of Branded on the notoriously full D ladder. So we'll see how that goes.
Alright, yeah, we should go ahead and hop right in. I mean, the list is pretty much what was there for, like, Vegas. Very minor changes, so
Mm-hmm.
there's not really much to talk about there. But, alright, yeah, let's hop into...
I just hope we get a gimmick puppet some people. That card's insane.
Yeah, bro, until they play Gimmick Puppet.
All right.
Yo, wait.
All right.
I think I know
We
what
won
this
the roll.
person's on.
Oh, really?
Kind of. I think I just watched them a little bit ago. They might be on tier. I might be wrong though. I might be wrong. Okay, so with this
All right.
hand, we just
What do you
go
think? What do you think we should do?
summon Cartasia and then activate opening.
Yeah, I like that play. And so, the reason, just to explain it to people, so the issue with this hand is that you don't really have a way to get to like brain infusion. You know the brain infusion, so your Albert has to resolve. And so by doing the opening Cartesia play, you have multiple routes to brain infusion because opening can discard retribution, and then you can Cartesian to Ungungnal, getting rid of the Saronir for brain infusion. And you can also Alibur search the brain infusion. And this also allows you to get a second brain spell trap but with the retribution.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay, so activate or normal summon
Yeah,
Cartasia, activate
yeah.
opening, and then cool that goes through. Okay, so discard, go summon, and then bring out Alibur. Try to
All right,
search
what
brain.
what do you, what do you think we should add here?
Oh man, oh honestly, I think we should grab the other opening for the
Oh
follow-up
yeah,
one.
yeah. uh,
Okay, so here, do you think we go for the tragedy line, or do you think we go for Lebellion, or maybe even Mercarier because we have Sornir?
so well, the play that I like to do is if you have Cartesia on field, I like going for a Lubellion play,
Hmm.
because that kind of gives you the most extension and sets you up with a draw, and a Mercurier play for the next turn, or either or you can set it up on your turn. You can search Kit because you get the Lost Search.
Hmm.
Um, the only issue is that it plays into Nib a little harder. But with this hand, we kind of have the resources where it's fine. So I think we go the Lubellion on if it resolves.
All right, and
Okay, so it didn't resolve.
yeah,
uh,
that's fair.
well, so the good
So
news is we we're still doing fine because we have Saronir and Cartesia.
yeah,
Um,
so let's
so
just use these like make Grangoyle.
I actually don't think that we use the Saronir because we have Retribution and Grave. I think that we use the Alibron Field to get the or actually I think this is a bit tough because we can either keep the no, we definitely keep the Aliburn hand because what we do is we use the two on field, summon Gongnal, send what's it called, Albion, and then we
Hmm.
can get the branded I mean, or we can get another. It depends on if you think we should keep the Saronir in hand.
I don't think Sornir is gonna be like a solid interruption here. So it's like
Hmm.
if we use these, it's just like what Grangoyle dump Albion to get like Brandon Red set up.
Yeah, so we can either have the second set up or we can. I like so the reason why I like the Albert play, getting Albert into grave and not the Sarniers, because it guarantees the Despion grave, which is kind of needed for the interruption. So I think that we go. I think we do the Gongnal, send Albion, set Brandon Red, add back Cartesia.
Yeah, yeah, and that's fine.
Uh,
I was thinking about like going for an expulsion play, but I don't think
yeah,
there's like a
I
good
don't.
one here.
Yeah, I don't think you can really do that with this hand. It'd be a little difficult.
Yeah, so just use the effect. Use these two, right? Just go into
Yeah,
Grangoyle.
yeah. because you want the you have the second monster for a chimera play with the Saronir, and you just want to have no actually I think that's actually
Oh
right.
yeah, my
Yeah,
bad, my bad, my
that
bad.
Albion.
Yeah,
um
no, no, I know,
um
I know, I know, I know, I know.
yeah, so you have the second monster with the Saronir if you want to go for the chimera play. Yeah, so we just set the Brandon in red, add and then add back the Cartesia. So we also have Retribution engraved still, which is really good because we can hold on to that. And next turn, either get back a Brandon in red if we want to do some extension plays with the fusion, because we already have Aliber, or if Aliber gets negated, or we just need the fusion somehow, we can just add back fusion. I don't really see a world where we get back opening, but that's always a possibility.
Yeah, being able to add back like Brandon Red's kind of crazy too.
Yeah, yeah, but it gives you the follow up. Ooh, um, it's a little tough here. Uh, I think you unfortunately kind of have to
Have
hold on to it.
yeah,
Um,
well,
c- because the thing is, you don't really have a follow up interruption, and they can just summon another one. So I'd rather them just try to commit to a play, and then we just kind of punish them.
but it's like, so like if they just go like, I guess because we have like Soren here,
Battle.
it's like,
If they go battle phase, it beats the battle phase, and then we have the follow up for next turn.
yeah, okay, yeah, we have Soren here too to Chimera them if we want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Saron, that's why I like the Saron arrow because, how. Oh, okay.
Okay, it's just not
So we
gonna.
add Fenrir, so it's just that's good then that we held it. I mean, I think
Yeah,
either way is the right play to hold it.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree.
Sprite.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Now we're definitely just
Um,
popping that on summon, right?
yeah, we definitely just yeah. I think we go for. I mean, we can't really pop both because it's
Yeah, there's like no
we
point.
get punished for that. So I think it's fine if we just go, yeah, Brandon and Red here.
Yeah, add back Aliber, banish Gargoyle, Aliber, and
I think it,
then
I think it might be the Cartesia.
I think it's Cartesia
Honestly,
over Sorny.
yeah, because Sarnier can block. I think worst case scenario, and I think we're drawing a bunch with and we don't have the Albaz in play, and Cartesia's searchable. I think it's the Aliber, um, and the Cartesia. Sorry, the Cartesia.
Okay.
Especially because we play two. If we didn't play two, then I wouldn't necessarily agree with this play. But yeah,
Hmm.
but now we can just do this. Draw two, pop the carrot.
Thank God no second Ash.
That would have been ridiculous. Yeah, so our Chimera's gone. Let's just hope for no starter. Nice.
Cool. We live. Alright.
Uh-uh.
Okay. So just draw.
Okay, that's not a bad draw.
Yeah, it's not a bad draw. Not a great draw though.
Not a great draw. It's not engine, but it's not
So
terrible.
it's like summon Aliber effect, right?
Yeah, so this is the reason why I like summoning Alba here first is because if there's probably going to be an imperm somewhere down there, I'd assume if there's two sets or something along those lines. So if since we have Eclipse, normally the Alba now kind of plays around that because if he does that, we can chain and then his Fenrir's face down. So that's just kind of like a cool aspect of just starting with the Alba.
Alright, let's see. Okay.
Okay, so he didn't have the thing. Let's see if he Fenrir's here. I doubt it though. Um,
And then do you think we grab Branded Fusion?
So this is interesting. I think we might just grab Lost here. Um,
Yeah.
that kind of gives us the resources and kind of lets our Brain Infusion do more stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I like this.
So we didn't. Interesting. Yeah. So it also plays around Fenrir too. So on the Brain Infusion.
No, just add it back. There's no way they got Crow. They got Crow,
Yeah,
they're better.
yeah. That's what's nice about this is that nobody's really playing those graveyard interruptions like that, except for like I guess like the Shizu cards, but like I don't. That's not
Yeah,
real.
that's not real
That's not
either.
that's not real.
Okay, lost one
All right, so
through.
this means that only Ash stops this, and he's already used an Ash, and he would have Ashed the Chimera. So I really doubt that. Yeah. So the reason why I like the Lost play as well is that, and there's nothing really that I can think of that just stops the effect of an Ash in the Sprite deck. Okay, so sorry, we'll focus on this just to make sure everything's like sorted.
Mhm.
Um, this is interesting here. I think we might want to go for a Dark Magician route.
You think it's Dark Magician and then just
Because
Lubellion and the Dragoon?
Dark Magician, that's 24, 42. Yeah, we have game with the Dark Magician. Because it's basically because he can't respond as well. It's game with a negate, and
Mhm.
a second monster negate with the Mercurier as well. Because we send Albaz and Dark Magician here, and then you go Lubellion. So Lubellion 1 lost 2, discarding the yeah. So Lubellion 1 lost 2.
No, we
And
just
then you pitch
discarded Eclipse.
pitch the Eclipse, yeah. And so so the Saronir puts the pressure on the board, and we gotta, and he can't respond. He can't Fenrir because your opponent can't respond because of lost. So
Mhm.
I think we put the Albion back and the Dark Condition. Yeah, perfect. And we have 2 negates, 1 monster, 1 omni, and game on
Mhm.
board. So I guess this is where you know, can't. Yeah.
Okay.
And so
Then
now we can pop the Fenrir. Um
I'm just waiting for them to be like, nah, Judge Cole.
yeah,
I had
so
one with Kamal when I got coached by him where we had a Judge Cole. It was really funny. My opponent was
um
mad that I was trash talking
yeah.
him.
Does he have any darks? I forget. No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
No.
Yeah, so we Saronir here on our own Albaz. And then battle phase, that's game on board.
Yeah. And we got. Yeah, I was gonna say
So
we have Ash
so
Eclipse too if it comes up.
see that is not what I was expecting the Saronir to come up for, but holding the Saronir there actually kind of really helps push the game, which is
Mhm.
really cool. Um, yeah. So that was kind of what usually happens with Sprite. The deck has a good matchup against that strategy. Um, yeah, put in the imperms. I think over. I don't really like Adlib going second, and the upstart you can take out as well. Um, hmm. Uh, what do you think about Book of Eclipse? I think that card's pretty good against the Sprite deck because you can
Yeah.
hit the monsters.
Yeah. Just trying
I
to
really want
pick
these 3
care.
imperms because it kind of just stops them.
Mhm.
Uh, maybe Kit here because you don't really need it against that deck. You want to keep your traps because it provides you like more resources. Ooh, you might want to put in econs for Ibli, because I know that card's so popular in the Sprite deck. If you were to take
Mhm.
this, no, I kind of like Dark Magician here. I think it might be Bestials and a
We could
and a
take out a Cartesia.
yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay taking out a Cartesia. Just gotta make sure that we like play with that in mind.
Yeah.
So you don't want to take out too many engine cards in this deck because you kind of need them just to play, obviously. Uh, but
Hey,
okay.
we got some engine.
I guess we did. I okay.
Oh god,
Yay.
yeah. Summoning the Capybara.
Yes, sir. Um. Yeah, we just
I mean, yeah, it's kind
you
of just
know
like sit back and watch here.
yeah.
Oh god.
So I guess I'll talk a little more about the like kind of the theory about the side. So the branded deck, you need to have a certain amount of engine, but you also like want to draw a balance between it and like your side deck cards. Otherwise, this happens. This is fine. Like a lot of the time, where I've had like your engine plays through boards really well. Like Albion's really good here. It gets you retribution in case he needs the activation of brain infusion. So you can if he has carrot, you can start brain infusion. I think carrot negates activation, but if he but brain infusion negates activation, then Albion gets retribution. Retribution gets brain infusion, so you get a second one. Albaz itself is really good against like extra deck monsters, because if you're able to push through their negates without normal summoning, then normal and Albaz, you get rid of the extra deck monster, you get a Mirror Jade, which can get rid of a guy, then a Mirror Jade can attack over something, then it can banish something, and you get a search in the end phase, which is kind of ridiculous, especially because we also have the Despia in our hand. So it could come up where I pitch the Despia and then instead of Brandon in red, which makes a Mirror Jade live on. Sorry, makes a Chimera live on his turn. So it's actually, it also makes Mirror Jade live, because you can Brandon in red targeting Albaz and Grave and get your Albaz fusions up. It just really depends on what he is able to do with this in his deck, because I know some the Sprite decks are different in what they like do, and so sometimes their end board is a bit weaker in the Brandon in the interruptions. Like Double Cross is all right. It's not fantastic against his deck, but it can, like, if I don't have enough to play through it. What is the binge gonna do?
It's gonna summon swap, make Toad. So
okay.
Yeah,
So Toad's actually fine for us, because I know Toad negates activation. So if we started with a Brain Fusion, he starts with Toad, which is kind of he can set it.
Yeah, you can set it.
Crap.
I was letting you talk a bunch, but Carrot negates effect.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know these sprite cards, man. I know the branded cards. I know the Cashier cards. I don't know sprite cards.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, it's fine. He's not Neon Carrot.
Oh my god. Hey, no
Jesus.
Ash. That's what I'm seeing. No Ash Blossom.
Okay, that Foolish was good for us.
Okay. So, I mean, that's just Duke Frog.
Yeah, okay. This is interesting here. We kind of get destroyed by a we kind of get destroyed by a what do you call it? D barrier.
Yeah.
This is tough. I think we start with Albion here, setting Retribution, try to get a draw. I know I mentioned earlier how you kind of want to start the Brand Fusion just to play around stuff that negates activations, but the stuff that he has that negates activations doesn't work with Retribution, so it's kind of worth it just to try and get a draw. Maybe get an Econ. Econ would be kind of good here. Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
That card's not bad. I think we just imperm the swap, not the swap. Sorry, the Toad here.
You mean the Duke Frog? Not playing.
Dude, I was very good. I was very confused for a second.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna imperm the Nimble Beaver.
The Nimble Beaver, so that
I'll put it there. I'll make him take it.
Yeah, good play. Yeah. That was good. That was good.
Okay, then they're probably just gonna double cross summon back.
Okay.
Yep. Alright, so we can definitely assume that there's like an imperm set, and we're really not playing through that here. I mean, we can, right? Because we have like, we took Sornier out though.
Oh, we did, yeah. I think we start with Brain Infusion.
Alright.
You just kind of have to pray. We lose to an Imperm here, which is tough, yeah. Okay, yeah, he's taking it.
Hear me out. So, because if we summon Alabaz or Alibur, we just like auto lose, right? And our Foolish doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
What are the odds? I just activate this, dump tragedy, and then search, and then maybe they're like, oh, they got branded in red, so then they don't negate Fallen of Albaz and they mess up.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like our only play.
Yeah.
We definitely foolish here first to send the only live card, which is tragedy.
Alright, then we took
Yeah.
out ad libs, so let's grab
All right.
this.
Normal Albaz effect. Hope that it's just like 3 crossouts or something.
Oh.
Please, 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 please. Dang it! Oh. Oh. Chain Link 3 admit defeat. The Wombo combo. Yeah, so crossouts, you want your Dolphin in the deck. You want your Barrier in the deck.
Barrier. I mean,
Yeah, because you're going
bad.
first against Sprite.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad.
You don't. It's not for you. Okay, so we have me and Grinder here. We made this deck together, and so we have the barrier and 4 crossout, but it's also kind of just barrier, right? So against like any decks that are like hurt by it, you can just have it in going first, which is nice. So you don't need Eclipse, and then
Do you like slide Ash down the one?
yeah, against Sprite, I don't really know how good that card is.
It's like decent.
Yeah, like I feel like I don't know. I remember old Sprite, but right now it just doesn't seem as powerful. Like I guess the Toad stuff he did was cool, but I don't know. I feel like going second has some. It's pretty vulnerable, especially if you can get rid of like their first kind of initial push. So we're missing one from the extra, which is the Dragoon. And one more from the main. I kind of don't think.
Right?
I think it might be Kit. I think
Kit?
I don't really like that card.
Oh, you're an animal. I don't know. Siding out consistency sounds crazy. Or like siding out like engine, like starters.
I
mean,
I guess.
If you truly believe in it, I'll take it out. You're the coach.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think we need the Kit. That card has never come up for me. It's removed from my deck currently. I don't think it's that good.
So you think this is good, or maybe take out like a talents for an imperm?
I think we might want to keep the talents just because Sprite's known for having a lot of hand traps, right? And so if we're able to kind of talents him and get rid of that his like really important cards and still have a follow up, because this deck can do really cool, like can kind of set up stuff through interruptions, right? So we set up our board and get rid of his power card. Like it just seems very powerful just to have something like that to fall back on. So I think we keep the talents in.
Is there a world where we take out like maybe the barrier for imperm, just to have it for like cross out?
Yeah, I would be okay with that, honestly. Taking out the barrier. Yeah.
All right, that look good.
Yeah. Because barrier is good, but it isn't everything. Because like monsters exist.
Okay.
Okay, so this hand is a little interesting. We did hard draw Expulsion and Ash and Dark Perdition, which is cool. But if we get Ashed here, it kind of hurts a bit. Not fully because we still have Cartesia, but what do you think we should do? What do you think the play is?
Like normal summon out Cartesia, and then we could normal summon out Cartesia, then activate Branded Fusion if we wanted to, and like Branded Fusion, dump Albaz, Libellion. We have the Dark in hand.
See, I'm all right with that because even through Ash we have Gimmick Puppet set up. Technically, which does seem a little cool. So I'm alright to start with Cartesia, Branded Fusion.
And they have to keep going. So if I just go quick, they can't Ash. And then, do you think it's Stump Libellion?
And then Libellion. Yeah. I think. Is it? Do we ever just like? One sec. Let me think for a sec here, because it's. Yeah, I'm okay with Libellion here. It's just that we'd have to go for like. This is weird. I think there's a world where we go. Um, I don't know actually, because okay, so this is what I'm thinking. If we go Albion, uh, we have to banish like the dark magician, or like something like that, like to like use its effect. But if we go for tragedy here, or we get ad lib, and we also get
The
the
gimmick puppet.
we also we get the game puppet, and we get the Brandon red in play. So I like sending tragedy here.
Alright, dum.
It was
Summon.
so two tragedy, one rebellion.
Yeah. And then you want to discard expulsion.
No, you're scaring me a little here.
I gotta keep you on your toes, bro. And then just change
And
Cartesia.
I think we do chain the Cartesia here, just because like, you know, it's we have to use it to kind of get the Grand Guignol on board, which gets us to our we get the ad lib, and so this gets us to our gimmick puppet.
This just on gimmick puppet.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
And so I like so to play around, I guess, like a top tech Bestial, we can do a play where it's Mirror Jade banish to set the Brandon in red, which I kind of like. So we banish the Gongnol, and that because we still get a live Mirror Jade because of the ad lib, and we can get the Chimera on his turn, which is really good for like the end phase or something, and because our board stops, it stops evenly in Lightning Storm because we put a card on his field, so the board breakers aren't really there to punish us for the back row, so I'm okay to go end phase and then, yeah.
alright. Dump. Finish, and then go ahead, try to set. Okay, they're gonna Druid Swarm. Chainlink 2. Oh. Okay.
That's fine.
I mean, I guess that's one way to order it.
Oh, it means like two to the oh chill. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one
No,
way to order
you
it.
don't search. You don't search because.
Oh yeah. But sorry,
Yeah,
I was confused on that play.
that's so okay.
Do we even add back?
We can't
Well,
because we have no fusions.
Lubellion went to grave. But
Oh, it did. Yeah.
because we could add back, but if we add back, then like our expulsion doesn't really summon anything to our field.
No. Oh, yeah, no. We definitely don't add back here.
Yeah, because we can get Dragostophalia if we wanna,
Ye-
or we could
yeah.
we can Dragostophalia
but,
and summon this back.
Yeah. No. I think we just pass here.
Okay, and then let's see, draw phase anything?
And then try to give that a go.
Yeah, I mean we just chain this, see if they got it.
Yeah.
Change.
Is there a world where we ash this? No, we don't. We keep that for Gigantic if he gets it.
Yeah, it's like we could ash this to play around like a Bestial targeting our card. Technically,
Wait. Let's just let it resolve.
I was about to say, yeah. Let's say
we just let that resolve because now he just locked himself out of the Bestials. Just his interruption.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. That's good. Because the like Bestials is kind of like what the Game Puppet stuff kind of gets hurt by. So if him locking himself out of the Bestials is really good for us. So still in draw phase, we get rid of our Gugnol. And so I checked. So right now we have Adlib we have like Adlib effect live for Cartesia. So it means that we have a Mirror Jade and Dragostapelia and an Ash. And he can't special summon.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. Imagine we lose this game.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah. These sleeves are cool. I don't even know what it is.
I think it's like one of those like things where you keep flipping it and it has like sand and it like.
Oh, an hourglass?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I can see that. I can see that. Summon swap.
Sure.
Oh, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna bounce back the gimmick puppet and then try to special.
Oh, dude! Please do that. That's crazy. That's fine. Oh no! Oh man! Oh.
So they got Jet Swap Frog.
Okay.
Do you think we Cartesia during the main phase?
I don't really see a point. Because he's just trying to end, so we can just do it on our turn.
Yeah, because we have follow up anyways. Nice. Okay. Draw.
Okay, that's pretty good. That stops his Bestials.
Okay, so how do you want to start this?
Start with Tragedy to set the Brain Infusion. See, people forget about that second effect, but it comes in really handy. Like, we didn't really have Brain Infusion access there otherwise. Next, I think we go for the Bestial. So this means that if he wants to use his Bestials, we can just chain it and prevent him from the summon. Because we're going to try and go for game here. I think now we go for a Dark Magician play. I think that's kind of the way to go here, like into Dragoon. Just because we want to go for game, and that's the best way to do it because it's negate and a pop and a 3k beat stick.
So you think we Brand Infusion dump?
We start. With, I think we start with the Brand Infusion.
Yeah, dump like Fallen of Albez, Cartesia just for Albion.
Yeah, if he has Ash, he has. Okay, yeah, we win this game. Nice. And so we can send Cartesia here, Albion. Yep. Yeah. And so the reason I know you know this, but the reason why we didn't go for Lebellion, for example, there is because Lebellion can't attack if it's used the effective fusion summon. So that with Albion, it's this way to have the Dark Magician engrave, just works the same, and it can still attack, and it also can get us lost, which is really cool because we have Bestial Lebellion engrave. So I think we just go that and the Albaz here. Yeah. That gets us into our Dragoon. So we still do want to play around Nib just in case there's any like shenanigans. So what was that? 1, 2.
I mean, we could just like
3, 4. Okay, so I think the play here might be, what was that?
Because like we have Mirror Jade Effect live too. And we have Dragoon.
It is live, yeah. I think we just go Dragoon, pop the gimmick puppet, switch that to attack. And that kind of will seal the deal. And if he has a Bestial himself, we can also either chain it, or if he uses it when he has no monsters, since it can't be a quick effect, we just use it when he summons a Bestial and crash into it.
And we have Mirror Jade to ban. We have like we can beat 3 Bestials here.
Also, that was kind of a clean, not like a clean sweep, but in the games that we did win, we kind of won very decisively, which is what I've noticed about this. If Brand Infusion resolves, you kind of just, are able to do that, which is nice.
Okay.
But when it doesn't resolve, it hurts.
Do you want to maybe like talk about the deck list? Maybe talk. I know a lot of people, when I posted like the deck, they were just mainly asking about like side deck patterns and how to like side deck with the deck. So
okay, siding in this deck is really difficult because, like I said, I was talking about this earlier. Like I said, you want to have like enough engine, but you also need your non-engine. And so I've currently kind of been working it out. I've been trying 43 cards, which and so what I did is I added 3 crossbow to the main deck. So my current list is almost identical to this, except I'm trying out main deck Aqua Dolphin, in place of Kit, and I'm maining 3 crossbow, and I'm not playing Upstart Talents. I'm playing Nib, and that could change. I think this format is still super unsolved, and but that's what I have currently just to kind of work through it. Denko Sekka is the card I want to talk about. That card is kind of just ridiculous against Labyrinth. They don't really have an out to that card except for Judgmenting on the summon, because their Ariana can't attack over it. So I really like that card in the deck. So, but what you do want to side out is cards like Ad Lib, because that card is not needed, but it's very good. It's something that you want in your main deck, but it's definitely a good side out option. Another card that's a good side out is Kit. Like I said, Kit is not my deck currently. It is just there for extra extensions, and sometimes it's just not that great. A lot of times not that great. But it could come up. So if you're playing that card, that is a good card to side out. You can also side out the second Cartesia. I really like that card too because it kind of lets you extend going first. But going second, you don't necessarily need that second one. So if you want to get your non-engine in, that's one of the cards to cut.
Yeah, I also think cutting Springen's Kit going second is more fine too, because the math on the deck is mainly for going first, and if you go second you get the 6th card, and this is it's there for consistency starter, but then like you said, it's also there for extensions. So I think
yeah, absolutely,
something like that is fine going second.
And to kind of go off what you're saying there, the same goes for the opening. I cut one of the third opening because it's not fantastic in multiples, but it is a starter, so you want it going first. So, but going second with you having 6 cards and whatever, you don't really need that third one. Just based on the math, they'll be fine. If you're pushing for side deck space, and also the 2 bestials I side out a lot. Those are kind of just for combo extensions, and going second, you really only do minimal plays basically, because most of your stuff doesn't resolve. So when you do push through boards, you don't really have the resources to utilize the bestials a lot. It's rare. I find it rare that I find them coming up going second, just because I'm only really going for a Dragoon plus a follow up, or but I'm breaking the board and having follow up for myself. I don't really need the bestials, so those are some side out cards. In this build, Upstart Goblin would be something that you saw going second. It's not really there for going first. Talents is dependent on the matchup. Obviously, if they make a board, then it's good. If they set 5 back row, it's not. But 2 of the cards I side out are Foolish and Goldstark. Again, depending on everything, depending on the matchup, those are just cards that you can't side out. Call by the Grave is also something I side out, going second against some decks. For example, Cash. The reason why you side out against Cash is oh, what if they have Ash? What if they make a Rise Heart, and that thing vanishes? Call by the Grave does nothing. So it's not that fantastic against that deck going second. Another side out is Retribution. That card is very useful against a lot of decks, but if you're again pushing for that space and it's not really needed going second, it just allows you to do extensions usually through hand traps. That's what it's kind of there for. But going second, it's still useful, but not as useful as some of the card like Fusion Deployment or Eclipse or Aliber, right? That's just kind of just the next in line of cards that you can take out.
Yeah, and I also want to throw it out there, I personally don't like siding out this many starters going second. I think Goldstark's really really nice, just because this is just cards that you can take out.
Yeah,
this is just in general.
The rest of the cards, and I'm not including Eclipse Ash because it's matchup dependent, but you usually want to keep those in going second. Those are just the cards that you can take out. Mm-hmm. In terms of order, you want to keep those Foolish and Goldstark, especially Goldstark, like Austin said. That card's insane, and I like keeping them both branded traps. But the ones where it's the kit, the Cartesia, the opening, the upstart, the ad lib, especially the ad lib. That card goes out every time I go second, almost like 99% of the time I go second. That card's not on my deck. And the bestials, I try to keep them in, but again, if I'm pushing like 6 slots, then that's not in my deck. And again, you don't really want to side in more than like 6, maybe 7 cards, depending on the matchup. Like the most I would put in going second is 3 cross out, 3 econ, or 3 cross out, 3 imperm, and the barrier. Right, that's like the most. Like that's and it like if I were to side in, let's hypothetically we are going for that 7, I would go for an ad lib, I would go for the Cartesia, I would go for the kit, I would go for the opening, I would go for the Saronir, I would go for the Rebellion and the Foolish. Or the Upstart. Sorry, I don't play Upstart in my deck. So, like, that spot's for Nib, which would probably be in my deck going second, depending on the matchup. So, assuming it's my deck, then it would be the Foolish or potentially the Retribution. But you have to make sure that you don't set out too many starters. You still have, I think, 10. Yeah, you have 10 going second, which is about the same math for that extra card, like percentage-wise. So it's not terrible because you're still going to have that chance of drawing a good chance of drawing a starter. But you kind of don't want to make it so that you have too many going second cards or you'll brick, which is not good. Because when the set bricks, it bricks hard. Like, you cannot play.
Yeah.
So,
So, let's just do like a blink side decking, like going first. Like I know we showed it off like in the match. But like right here, like what would you side deck? Like blink going first.
So, basically every time, it's those 6. And then the reason why I played the second Dragoon is for Kashtira, because they would just remove one. So you want to get rid of that Dragoon, and it's just kind of an easy put in. So I take out the Eclipse. That card's not very good going first, and I usually take out depending on like what I think, it's either double Ash or like in this case scenario it's just double Ash because you're playing cards that are really good going first. But I side nib my deck. Sometimes I side out like a nib and a nib and an Ash, or like rarely double nib. Like if it's the mirror, I'll do double nib.
Okay, let's say it's like let's say these 3 cards were nib. Would you keep a nib or would you keep an Eclipse?
It depends on what we're playing against. I would usually just keep in the nib. I really don't like Book of Eclipse going first because it's just, I feel like when you're going second and they have like an Eclipse, it has to be timed really correctly, and it also flips your guys face down, so it kind of gets rid of your board presence. So it's kind of weird, right? So I'd probably keep in the nibs.
Okay, and then let's say it's Kashtira. Would you consider like just putting in an imperm to also hit with crossout, or do you just like not like is the crossout mainly just there for like Ash, and then of course like in your list you have nib?
If I am playing against Kashtira, I probably would try to keep in the nib. If they had if they impermed me game 1, I would side in I'd side in an imperm. And I also consider siding barrier. If I were to side those in, it would be 4 of those nibs. Like 4, like it would be like take out 2 nib, put in barrier, put in imperm. But I don't think I would side an imperm blind, just because not everybody's playing that card, and it's not. And imperm I think is really good, but not as good as nib is going second. Because the thing is with nib is that if you're putting up a board, they have to put all the resources out to break it, and they'll probably be in a position where a nib will just stop all of the potential interruptions they have on your turn. And this deck is really good at getting follow-up. And so if you're able to nib them and have the follow-up, it's like really good. And so nib is not like probably the best hand trap going first. I would say Ash obviously is an FTK versus deck if they don't have the outs for it, but in a vacuum, I think nib is probably one of the best hand traps in this deck going first.
Okay. So one last question. If you're going up against Labyrinth, what would you side deck if you were going second? Like you won game one, now you're going second game two. What would you put in?
Denko Seka. Um, so it, the matchup's kind of bad. It's kind of unfortunate. So Eclipse isn't very good against that deck. Um, Neither talents could work, but it's just too situational because they would have to play into it pretty heavily because they don't really play hand traps. Like, well, most good lists don't, and so like they would have to use one of their lady effects or like their labyrinth effects in the main phase, which does happen, but like you want you kind of want your engines to make sure that you like can play, especially because they're going first. um I think it is those three, and I kind of like econ against that deck just to get rid of their board presence, get rid of like chaining to make sure that they don't have the lady effect is really good. And you want to, like I said, you want to have all of your the Call by the Grave isn't really that great against that deck either. So if this were the build, I think I would keep the upstart in, and put in those econs.
Okay, okay. Because like me personally, I think I would do something like this.
Oh, I
'Cause-
forgot we had deep. I wouldn't put in the Aqua Dolphin, but I forgot we had a Cross-Out for Barrier. Cross-Out would definitely be in the deck. Um, yeah. It's sorry. Yeah, yeah. It's this, and then the kit. Yeah.
Well, we would have
Oh.
to cut one here. It's just like
Oh, it's only 6. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I miscounted on which one had more. Yeah, it would be Call by the Grave. You don't want the deck, so you would keep the upstart. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I forgot we had Cross-Out for Barrier. Sorry, just I completely forgot that for a sec. Definitely have that Cross-Out in. Barrier is literally one of the most fundamental parts of that Labyrinth deck. It and it destroys brandeds. And so if you're able to resolve the Cross-Out on the Barrier, it allows you to play. Rivalry hurts this deck a lot, and they do have Rivalry a bunch. Skill Drain also hurts this deck, but you can play through Skill Drain. Like there's the ways to kind of get to out it is with Guardian Chimera, but you have to have like it's weird. You have to Expulsion Red or a way to remove that Chimera to play around Skill Drain, because you have to get away for it to be not on the field, and we only play one spell to summon it, which is the Brandon in red. So you'd have to find a way to remove it mid chain with not a monster effect.
yeah, it's like a skill drains flip. Probably just lose.
Yeah, but other than Skill Drain, Barrier is the number one, number one concern for this deck when you play against Labyrinth. So negating is fantastic. So out of curiosity, why would you? What about why the Aqua Dolphin? Why were you considering?
Just to hit Ash, to be honest, just give deployment more way to stop Ash.
I see. I don't see. I don't know. It's cool. It's good. I couldn't put it in going second. I just feel Aqua Dolphin going second, drawing it is just terrible because it's just a complete brick, especially because the typing isn't very good, or more like the attribute isn't very good. So and going second, you kind of want to summon your Albaz or your Cartesia just to play around stuff better, because the Albaz directly impacts their board. The Cartesia lets your stuff resolve better, because it can dodge stuff like Imperm or anything that targets punishment. It can prevent Underroot. So I don't think you really need the Aqua, especially because not a lot of I haven't noticed that many Ashes in Labyrinth decks, but I think you definitely would side it in going first against that deck. But I don't think it's good enough to warrant it being sided and going second, especially when you already have 6 cards you want to put in, because you have to take out more of your engine, which isn't really the best.
Yeah, but I'm not really taking out engine to put this card in though? Because like if it's like this, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
So the clips, the double taunts, and the
you do
uh,
like that.
yeah,
If you want to have like more Ash hate.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't really think Ash is the. You already have 3 cross out, and I really don't think that Ash is the card that you need to worry about against Labyrinth.
Let's see. I don't know. I think Ash is like one of the cards that you kind of have to beat, and I kind of like having like more ways to beat one of the cards that I have to beat, because it's like their actual engine itself doesn't actually do anything like right
Mhm.
away. Like it has to
Yeah,
set
yeah,
up,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and if you just like summon Dragoon, like then you
It
probably
hurts.
just win.
Yeah. Um, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could. If you were to do that, you definitely take out the call by. Call by, it does get rid of the Ash, but like, I'd rather have the engine, with the kit because searches the brain infusion. You
Hmm.
could get rid of the kit if you like you were really really concerned. Like if you saw Ash game 1 or like game 2, like if you like you saw it previously, then I would do this. Like if you know they're playing Ash, but blind into the deck, I probably wouldn't. But if I were, I would put in the awkward dolphin over the call by just because awkward dolphin there's 4 of them, where call by is just a one of.
Hmm. I also like it's kind of like a worry of having like too many normal summons.
Yeah, yeah,
And then I guess well I just assume that like they all side deck 3 Ash Blossom, because that's like what I've been seeing a lot of them do. Um, and then also, I mean, I guess like called by hits Ash, but then also like if they do play the coup clock stuff to try to
yeah.
like bury you
That's
right
fair.
away.
That's fair. Because if they're playing if they're playing the build with more engine, like more labyrinth cards, then call by is good. Awkward Dolphin's good. Like Awkward Dolphin against that deck is really good going first because you get to see what you have to play around as well. Um, and like they also have like Lava Golem and stuff, so being able to rep that's good. Um, I wouldn't actually mind. Now that I think about it, I think I get what you're saying. I think it's worth it if if it's becoming more and more popular. I can see that being an option.
Mm-hmm.
I think addressing the primary concern of like the back row is the number one issue. But having like you also got to be aware that you have to have more engine because they're going to have back row because you have to assume that they have multiple board removal stuff. They have you know multiple like negates or whatever, or not really negates, but like like floodgates and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
kit allows you to it plays through goes and well, and it gets you like a search for a spell trap like through stuff because it's an extender as well. It's an extender and a starter, which is what I like, which is the benefit of the card. Again, I do not like the card. I hate kit. The card has not done me well, but in this specific situation, I think it's not terrible. Um, but I wouldn't mind keeping the call by and switching in the kit. If like you've either noticed Ash in their deck or Ash becomes like all the labyrinths are citing Ash.
Mm-hmm. But all right, that was really the last question I had to ask you. Is there anything else you want to say?
Uh, yeah, thanks, Shamyan. And yeah, thank you anybody who has made it this far watching. I love you guys. And yeah, this deck's really fun.
All right, I just want to say I love you more if you've been watching this long. Thank you. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, you can go ahead and check out his Metafile link down below at the very top of the description if you want to go ahead and get coached by him. And yeah, I think that's it. All right, DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.